What's up, y'all? Sparty here. This is being recorded on the Xiaomi 14 Ultra this time instead of the 13 Ultra. So let me know overall how it looks, how it sounds. It's a little windy out, so keep that in mind. You might hear a little bit of wind noise, but I do have the software filter on, so that could help. But just let me know how it sounds. I want to talk Xiaomi 13 Ultra because over the time that I've had the 14 Ultra, I kept my 13 Ultra because, I'm going to just be honest. Usually what I do is when I get new phone, I give old phone to like my dad or my mom or something. And the problem when it comes to this phone is that this thing right here, this camera ring, this ring of cameras, right? I don't want to trust anybody with such power. And I've sat here and I've taken pretty goddamn good care of my 13 Ultra. And I don't want to give my 13 Ultra to somebody and have what happened to my LG G7 happen, where that phone it's holding on by the will of life. I don't know how that phone is still here, but man, am I glad, because it's the only headphone jack phone I have. And for that to be the only one that I have, it's a pretty goddamn good compromise because of the quad deck, right? But nonetheless, this is one of the phones that I feel, for me, is going to go down in one of my favorite phones of all time. The 14 Ultra is really good. In a lot of ways, it's better than the 13 Ultra, right? But I feel like a lot of what makes the 14 Ultra great even, are things that were already on the 13 Ultra. And it's a lot of just improving what's already here. So you have a 2-stage aperture here. You have a fucking way deeper aperture that you can adjust on the 14 Ultra compared to this. You have your medium telephoto that is a floating telephoto lens which is down here on the 13 Ultra, but up here on the 14 Ultra. This is a floating telephoto, so you can focus closer on subjects, and that's really nice. And you have your periscope zoom lens, which you could also focus closer on. Not nearly as close as you can focus with the medium telephoto, but it's definitely better than what was on here, where you basically have to just not move. You can't move closer to a subject at all with either of these zoom lenses on this phone, whereas on the 14 Ultra you can, and that's something that I really do feel has changed how I view taking photos, especially when it comes to macros, right? So that's something that's very nice. I still think, overall, I like the design a little bit better of the 13 Ultra than I do the 14 Ultra, mainly because of the raised camera. I don't know what it is about this, but it's nice to have a little bit of a finger shelf, right, when you're holding your phone. And to me, that's something that I really do appreciate about the 13 Ultra. That's just not on the 14 Ultra. Obviously, I like the flatter display on the 14 Ultra compared to the curved one on here. This phone is definitely definitely boxy, but I do like that. I really do like that, because it reminds me of Sony, and I like boxy phones. It reminds me of Sony. It reminds me of Galaxy Note, stuff like that, and it's really nice. And it's just a very well-built phone, in my opinion. Obviously, you see this nick right here. Other phone. You see that nick right there. I think there's trying to see. There's one on the back right here too. But overall, I really do feel like the 13 Ultra has not really had that many issues when it comes to durability for me. There's a few micro scratches on the screen, but none of those rainbow scratches that actually annoy me. I could deal with micro scratches from use because I refuse to use a screen protector. You say, oh, why not? Let me tell you something. I bought a 3-pack of screen protectors for my Xperia 1 Mark III. You know what happened? All 3 of those screen protectors broke. And then I just decided not to use a screen protector on it. Guess what? Dropped the phone, screen was fine. No scratches on the screen or nothing. And to me, that's very nice. That's very nice indeed. And yeah, I really do like the overall design of this phone. The faux leather, while I do like it better on the 14 Ultra, it's not bad here. Like obviously, it's not real leather, but you can feel it at times. You can feel at times that it really does try to mimic the feel of leather a lot, very goddamn well, especially if you don't have like a piece of real leather on you at all times, which who does, aside from like a wallet or something. Even those are made out of like kind of synthetic-y leather sometimes, depending on how much you spend on the wallet. So plus a lot of people aren't even using those. They're using like Ridge wallets and or just storing their payments into their phone. So that's what happened. So I rambled for like 4 goddamn minutes, not realizing that the phone stopped recording because at 4K 120 you can only record up to 6 minutes. So that's time lost. But I guess we could just go into this now. Primarily, I've been using this phone as like as a Wi-Fi phone. So obviously, most phones, when you just use them as Wi-Fi phones, they're very good at that. But this in particular is very nice because you have a phone that has a battery that doesn't die, essentially. Like this phone basically doesn't die. And then when you do get to like 10% battery, you could just put on the charger for like 10, 15 minutes. Guess what? You're basically back at 70% battery, 80% battery right there. More like 60, I think. But either way, you're back at having a good amount of battery. And you let it charge 5, 10 minutes more. Guess what? You're basically fully topped up. And, going on the cycle of having my 14 Ultra come home with me, or come home with me, go to work with me and back, and then just like say I leave it overnight. I leave the phone overnight or over the 8 hours that I, am not at home. Sometimes it'll be dead. Sometimes it'll be at 10%. I just put on the charger. It'll top off in like 15, 20 minutes. And I just take the phone, put my 14 Ultra down, and put my 14 Ultra down, and then I just use the 13 Ultra for the rest of the night. Unless I go down to the workout room and work out, then I take my 14 Ultra with me and just like listen to music or listen to a podcast or random YouTube videos or whatever, right? So it's very much still a very important part of my like lifestyle, I guess you can say. And even if, say, I don't have my 14 Ultra on me and I just have my 13 Ultra, the cameras are still phenomenal. So there's really nothing, like, even though I have my problems with the focus distancing on the periscopes or the zoom lenses, they're still phenomenal cameras. They're still the same sensors. It's just that the periscope is f2.5 on the 14 Ultra rather than f3. So it's a faster lens on the 14 Ultra. But overall, I really do feel like this phone still it still slaps, so to speak. Couple things, I guess. What can I do really feel like MIUI 14 is clunky, especially compared to HyperOS 2, where a lot of animations are very much like very streamlined and very nice and cute looking and floaty, and they just flow very nice. A lot of transitions on here are blocky, and there are people that say, oh, who cares, I just turn transitions off anyway. Well, I don't, god damn it. When I get a cute phone with 120 hertz with a 120 hertz refresh rate, I want to see those animations. What am I paying for? I understand if I had like a phone back in the day and it had like fucking 2 gigs of RAM and the phone could barely run. Yeah, I'll turn off animations then. But now I shouldn't be doing that. What now? Hold on. No. But what am I saying? Yeah, transitions are a little blocky, whatever. It's not really that big of a deal. That has nothing to do with the phone itself. It's the software. So if I were to like sit here and flash Hyper OS to the phone instead of which I have to do because this phone is stuck on MIUI 14, and I'm pretty sure it's a Chinese version of the phone with the global ROM slapped onto it. So it's probably gonna sit here. That's why I haven't been getting updates aside from the initial update that I got with the phone. So there's going to be issues, right? But I really don't mind not having HyperOS in some ways because I still get to keep using like authentic and 50 megapixel mode in the Pro mode. That's something that I really do like. I do wish sometimes this had more stops on the aperture, but a lot of the time I don't use the 2-stage aperture on here anyway, so it just stays at f1.9 the whole time. And you get a very good amount of background blur with that, a very professional. So a lot of the time, very nice looking, like basically all the time, nice looking photos. You have to try really hard to take bad photos with this phone. People get intimidated by like big camera sensor phones. But they still use processing. They still will sit there and analyze a scene and make sure that your shot is in focus or make sure that you get the best possible looking photo. Sure, it's not going to HDR puke the photo at all. This phone in particular. Sure, get a Vivo if you want that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But overall, the photos that come out of here are phenomenal still. Like, you're not really going to be hurting not going to a 14 Ultra if you still want to get a 13 Ultra. The battery life is still great. 90 watt charging, 50 watt wireless charging. The works. And you still, like, the obvious issue is going to be getting cases for the phone because you damn near exclusively have to get them through AliExpress, right? I don't know why I say AliExpress. But to me, that's not really a big issue because there's still a very large amount of cases on AliExpress for this phone. So the phone has been out for over a year. Sure, if like you're a girl and you want like cute Pikachu goddamn cases or Hello Kitty cases, you're not going to get it with this phone. Sadly, I'm not going to lie. I looked because, there's that Eternals actor that had the Hello Kitty case on his phone, and I wanted to mimic that. I was like, that is just funny. It's just funny to me. A swole dude having a Hello Kitty case on a phone with a big ass camera or something like that, right? You can't really find that with this phone, which is sad. You could probably get it like 3D printed or something, but I'm not gonna go through the hassle of doing something like that, so it's whatever. If y'all know anybody, let me know. But overall, I really do feel like the Xiaomi 13 Ultra is still a phone to get. It essentially started what LG used to do for me back in the day, where it really recontextualized how I see taking a photo. Like the first ever photo I took on this phone. Let me okay, not first ever, because those are like a little shitty, but the first ever photos I took on this phone, I was like, God damn, dude, look at that. Come on, bro. Come on, dude. Like, what do you mean right now? The first photos look like this? Normally, when you get a fucking new phone, you have to readjust. I didn't have to. It was a match made in heaven. I sat here and I just took a bunch of photos. And they look nice. They look phenomenal. And like, come on, dude. Goddamn. Can't really see that great because I lowered the exposure. But come on, that's nice, dude. You can't sit here and tell me that's not nice. It made me fall in love with this phone and made me want to take pictures more seriously. That's something that an iPhone never did for me. That's something a Pixel never did for me. That's something that a Galaxy never did for me. It's only something that LG and now Xiaomi have done. Sony to a little bit of an extent, because the One Mark III did make me want to use the periscope zoom lens dramatically more than, say, the main sensor. So it made me appreciate periscope zoom lenses more. It made me appreciate zooms more than any other phone has on the market. But at that time anyway. This an LG phone, the V10, V20, G4 in particular. I'll say G2 to G4. V10, basically every LG V series phone. Sat here and made me appreciate phone cameras more. Made me take my phone cameras and actually want to make something that's lower the exposure again. That I take photos that I want to keep. And to me, that's something that's very important. You could take photos out of this phone, put them on a site that you could potentially sell these for, and people won't know that you took it with a phone. That's what's crazy now. That's what's insane now. Like, let me try to find the one. Oh my fucking God, this woman. Like, here's another one that I took. Let me try to find the one that I was actually looking for. I like this one a lot, which is just like a zoomed in photo from here, as you can see. Oh yeah, these ones. Like this, dude. Like, come on, dude. Come on, bro. Like, what are you talking about right now? Phones can't take good photos. If you get a fucking $8,000 camera and then you can't take a goddamn phone and take good pictures with it, you're a shit photographer. I'm sorry, you're just dog shit photographer, and you rely on the motherfucking you rely on the hardware. Now you could probably argue the same thing for me. Oh, I got this phone with a 1-inch type sensor. No, I was taking good photos before getting this phone. This just makes my photos look better. Well, let me try to find the one that I'm looking for. Oh, there's these ones too. There's these ones. Come on, dude. Come on. Come on, bro. Like, what do you mean right now? What do you mean right now? This one, I kind of flashed that on the screen. I'm trying to find it. There we go. These two, which are the same one, just. What do you mean? Tell me. You're like, oh, but you edited it. Yes. The vast majority of you fucking wedding photographers, you wildlife photographers, all you motherfuckers, you nature photographers, what do you sit here and do? You edit your fucking photos. You don't take the photo straight from the camera and then just post it to social media, dipshit. That's stupid. That's a stupid. You're stupid if you think that's the case. And I know that's not the case. I've seen what makes you. Come on, bro. Come. Like, dude, really, right now? Like, this phone is phenomenal. And I will not hear otherwise. This phone is still phenomenal. Look at that. And then there's these ones of that same plant. Well, I don't think it's the same plant. But look, there's a bee. There's a fucking wasp trying to get the little honey out of it. Trying to get the little nectar out of it, right? Tell me This can be a wallpaper. Like, come on, dog. Boom. I'm doing that now. Give me that. It's like, know what you're doing with a phone. Know what you're doing with a camera. Stop looking at it like, oh, it's a phone. Use it as a camera. Actually use it as a camera. Don't sit here and give me that, oh, I don't have my interchangeable lenses. If you need interchangeable lenses to take good pictures, motherfucker, you're not a good photographer. I'm going to just say it right now. You're not a good photographer. I'm tired of this shit. If you require it, if you need it, you're part of the problem as to why you can't take good pictures with a goddamn phone. It's not hard. It's not difficult. Anyway, that's all I gotta say for this. I went a little bit too far to that tangent, but 13 Ultra, goated. I'm just saying that right now. 13 Ultra's goated. Always be goated, no matter what. This is Sparta. Thank you guys for watching this support. Hope you guys have a wonderful. Thank you for the support. I slurred through that. Have a wonderful Thursday, whatever time of day is in the area. I'm tired. It's my third video. Have a good Thursday or whatever time or day or whatever time or day it is in your area. Like the video if you like it. Share with people that are interested in the sort of content. It is getting colder out, so let me get back inside. To be fair, I've been out here for a while. Have a good one.